What do you think about the quote? You can occupy Iran, but you cannot defeat it.
I think it's interesting because Iran is a very powerful nation, but I think a lot of people don't know that Iran is it's very heavy in the military way, and I think maybe because of the religion and everything, that's a true quote.
And also because maybe the United States may have uh, more firepower, but Iran has really adapted and changed its warfare tactics. For example, they attack in small groups at the same time, and they use asymmetrical warfare.
Yes. Like the example they give in the book that they made a simulated war.
Hmm. With some boats.
Yes.
Okay.
Iran won.
Uh-huh.
And the next
No,
question.
Iran didn't won. The thing is that
But
they sunk 16 U.S. ships.
there was a lot
Of
of
With a lot of
losses.
losses.
Uh-huh.
Uh, well, the next question is something similar. Why you do? Why you think this quote is true?
Ah, we already answered that, no?
Yes.
Yes. What do you think will happen if the United States invade Iran?
Maybe they could be able to hold Iran for, I don't know, maybe 1 year or 2 years, but they will start to have a lot of casualties, and the U.S. can deal with that because the the people wouldn't be de acuerdo with that.
Yeah, I think that it would be a
Scenario.
very ugly scenario because they already lost in Vietnam, and that was
Because the
something,
same reason.
yes, something like that because of the
Mhm.
guerrilla warfare tactics, and a lot of a lot of soldiers of United States will die, and there will be a lot of bad things. I don't think the USA should invade Iran.
And they will also lose a lot of resources. They said in the book that they spend about several trillions of dollars in the war, so they could use that in something they need in the country instead of war.
Also, the thing that Iran control the oil in that region, so they can shut down the oil factory and
Mm.
will make United States like enter in a depression.
Uh-huh.
The last one is, what do you think about the modern guerrilla war?
It's really smart because, as we said, maybe the U.S. soldiers and armed forces are more prepared and more trained and with better weapons and stuff. But Iran, they are fighting for their country, and so they have they don't mind to get killed, and that doesn't happen with the U.S. And for example, the IEDs, the explosives they use, they can really hurt the U.S. vehicles. They use them for ambushes to convoys, military convoys, and they can destroy a tank and even kill all of its crew inside.
I also think that it's very smart because they use the few things that they have and they utilize and in a very efficient way to to make havoc, and and they do more with less. I think.
They do a lot of damage with small things and a few things. Like the example Carlos say about with a little car, they just put a bomb in it and can destroy a tank.
And also make terrorism attacks with those car bombs and uh-huh.
Yeah, I think they are more prepared because this is like a religious thing for them,
Mhm.
and the United States it's not something like that.
They already tried that in a war against Jerusalem.
And the US's soldiers they are fighting because the government tells them to do so, and Iran, as Jorge said, are fighting for their freedom
Their beliefs.
and their beliefs.
That's all.